Hey, what's up, everybody? It's JT Banks 08 here. Wanted to go ahead and make another video. I was just thinking about this. It's come to my attention throughout my 26-year life and my maybe about 10 to 12-year experience playing guitar that when I first started out, I wanted to shred. You know, Actually, when I first started out, I just wanted to be able to play chords, and then I wanted to shred once I realized I could. But the problem is that I became stuck in a mindset. I became stuck in this mindset of, I can only learn Kirk Hammett licks, or I can only learn Yngwie Malmsteen licks. Otherwise, nobody will ever view me as somebody worth listening to, or I can only learn Megadeth songs because otherwise, I won't be considered a great guitarist. Um, that can be problematic, and it's very, as great as those bands are and those guitarists are. Um, it's very limiting to your own style because I'm of the belief that you really want to explore different genre of music, different styles, different playing styles, and things like that, to develop your own, to see what's out there already, and it's not meaning like you go out and do a world tour of all these different styles of music, because let's face it, not all of us are going to listen to every style of music on the planet Earth. We have music that we like to listen to, we have music that we always tend to go back to. Um, but what I wanted to do today was kind of go over, like, I wanted to kind of take the experiment we're going to do today is this. I wanted to take one lick and see what I could do with it to make it sound like different styles, and this is really kind of off the cuff. I'm not there isn't really an outline that I'm working from right now. It's really just an idea, because I really think this is something that gets lost in the foray of our practicing and our learning. Is we get stuck with one style of music because that's the one we want to learn, which is good. But it's very beneficial to try to look at music from different angles, because it makes you a richer player. I mean, look at it this way: it's like you're painting a picture. You have a canvas that's just staring at you, and you have this color, which we could say, you could say, is our scales, and our theory knowledge and things like that, no matter how big or small it is. And then you have your paint brushes, which you could be your various picking or playing techniques. And then you have, once again, the canvas, which is just yours to do whatever you want with. We think, okay, am I supposed to play a scale a certain way all the time? No, not at all. Case in point, it all depends on how you approach it. The harmonic minor scale, which is the natural minor scale that has been changed by giving it a raised seventh note. So like A minor. See there? Right now it just sounds like a scale. Let me do a couple of things for you to kind of show you what you can do to make it sound almost like it's two different cultures. Here, let me show you. Sounds very, I guess you say it sounds very Spanish guitar, flamenco, things like that. And that's the idea. But let me play the same scale and kind of mess with it in a different way now. I want to see what you think of this. Kind of takes on just by the tones of the notes and everything like that, and that probably wasn't the greatest example, but It definitely sounded different than the Spanish version. It sounded, to me, it sounds a little bit more Egyptian. It sounds a little bit more Middle Eastern, that sort of thing. And it just has to do with the subtlety and the way you're articulating the notes. So in this version, it's a bit more upbeat, a little faster. And then the way you use your chords, which all that is an E major chord just moved up a half step, then a whole step, then back down a whole step, and down a half step. Egyptian or Middle Eastern music, you don't really hear those kinds of sounds. Those they tend to be specific to Spanish music. Egyptian music's a little bit more. The notes are a bit more, a little more reserved, I guess you could say, and the chords pretty much sometimes they stay on the same note or the same chord, like a droning note or something like that. That kind of reminds me of Joe Satriani's song "Time," which you could actually, the first time I heard that song was on the San Francisco DVD, the live DVD. I thought it was gorgeous, But once again, he's using the same scale. He's just putting a different spin on it or a different feel to it. So let's take the blues scale. That's another example. So there's the blues scale. We've all known that one. It's basically the it's the updated version of the pentatonic scale, an updated version. In other words, it adds the flatted fifth. Now you see. You could almost say that sounds kind of like it's just straight rock, straight rock lickage. That's a word now, I promise. I just made it up. But the thing is rock in and of itself takes from so many, different styles that it could have been a blues lick too, because rock takes from blues as well as it takes from classical music. You can't really help it. But let me try to work this scale in a slightly different way. See what it sounds like to you. Bit more bluesy, right? How about this? Bit more country. Same scale, maybe a couple of notes added here and there, like the raised third. So like I'm in the E minor blues scale. Now the triad of E minor is E, G, and B, whereas the triad of E major is E, G sharp, and B. And what blues and country tends to do, I think country, well, they both tend to do it a lot equally, but they do it in certain ways, is they'll add that raised third, that G sharp in there. So this is a G, making it sound E minor-ish or sad, and then they'll throw in that G sharp, making it sound like an E major chord. So it's pretty interesting little tidbit of theory. That's what gives blues and country its sound, is that little one of those little bits there. Now to me that sounded very bluesy, just like this sounds very country. Country-esque. Also, what can also determine is how you have this thing. This thing has more power than we think it does. When we first start playing guitar, we think it's just a button there for us to, ooh, look what I can do. I can flip a switch. What it does is, listen to the difference. Now listen to it when I have it in the middle. listen to it all the way down to the treble. See? 3 different tones, 3 different sounds. Same notes, just the switch of the pickups just causes a slightly different color to the sound. So that's... There is obviously more, there could be more examples, you know, of how you can manipulate certain scales, certain chords and things like that to make them sound like different styles and whatever. But those are just like 4 examples, or 2 examples really, of how you can take one scale and make it sound like, you know, either a totally different culture, or you can make it sound like a totally different genre of music or something like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope it was helpful to your playing and to your musical journey in life. So I'm gonna get off now and go to bed. All right, love you guys. God bless. Take care.